everyone. Welcome back to the Apter Chat. This is Bill Apter at the 2300 Old ECW Arena right here in Philadelphia. Tito Santana, you haven't been on the Apter Chat in a while. Welcome.
Thank you so much, but we do go back a long way, don't we?
We do. Actually, I think I may have photographed your first match.
You probably did.
Where was that? Was that in Texas?
No. Wasn't it in New York?
No.
When I first came to New York in 79?
I met you before that. I met you when you were wrestling under a different name.
Richard Blood, maybe?
Yeah, Richard Blood, yes.
So it must have been in Charlotte?
It was in Charlotte because I was in Charlotte all the time.
Right.
And I think I photographed your first match. So, yeah, we do go back a few years.
Yes, we do.
And, you're one of the guys, whenever I talk about pro wrestling, you're one of the guys who was so exceptional at what you did in the ring and the way you handled yourself as a professional with the promoters, with the boys and the ladies, and I always throw that in the dressing room. But you're one of these guys who's very low key in terms of you're not always out there on social media screaming and moaning about what the business is today. And you're a family man. Yeah. So tell us about why that's Tito Santana.
I guess because I remember when I first got started, Eddie Graham, I started in Florida, and Eddie Graham says, look, the business doesn't owe you anything. Whatever you get out of this business, you're going to owe to the business. Coming from a migrant family and working on the fields at a very young age, I was very grateful for everything that I got, and when I was in the territory, I would always think, what are my options? Get pissed off and go somewhere else and make less money? Yeah. That's why, could Vince have done a lot more with me in the WWE? Yeah. But could I have gone somewhere else and made more money? No. So I was just a hand for Vince, and, I did whatever they asked me, and I gave it 100%, and I always got good results. I had a great run.
Yes, and you have a great reputation, and your feud with Greg Valentine, people today still talk about that.
We did have a nice feud. I used to go home and tell my wife I had easier street fights than the matches with Valentine because we both worked hard and we beat the crap out of each other, and people believed it. And people would buy tickets to come. We sold out every big arena.
When I used to photograph those matches at ringside, I'd look at one of the other photographers next to me, like George Napolitano, and say, these guys are really going at it.
We'd get after it. Back then, we had to convince the fans that it was real, and wrestling with Valentine, it was pretty close to real.
Yeah. By the way, this just came into my head. When you wrestled under Richard Blood, from what I understand, you couldn't use that name because that was Ricky Steamboat's name. Was that right? Do I understand that right?
No. Well,
or was it the other way around?
No, Barnett asked Ricky Steamboat permission for me to be called Richard Blood.
Okay, which is Steamboat's real name.
Which is Steamboat's real name, and I was Richard Blood for a couple of years. Then when I came into New York, they wanted to use me as a Hispanic, so they changed my name to Tito Santana.
Well, since you are Hispanic, that was a perfect choice.
Yes, it was.
Definitely. So now you've decided, after all these years, with your co-author, Kenny Casanova, who's done many wrestling books, to come out with the book. Why now? What's the timing?
Well, Kenny, pursued the idea. He says, you got a great story to tell. And he says, I'm willing to do all the groundwork. So it did. I had to put my time in myself. But once he convinced me, and he started refreshing, because you know yourself. You talk to a wrestling fan, they know more about the business than we do.
I'm shocked sometimes at what I don't know.
Right. Yeah. So he started
stuff I've been involved in too.
I started recollecting some thoughts, and I do have a story to tell, and I'm looking forward to see how the fans are going to respond. So far, there's been quite a few pre-orders, and it's been good so far.
So where can people find where to pre-order that?
All they have to do is just go to titosantana.com.
Okay.
And right now there's pre-orders, and anybody who pre-orders before Christmas, I'll be making a phone call, a Santa Claus phone call for him.
Oh, I read about that.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to be busy.
By the way, and if you celebrate Hanukkah or any other holiday at that time, Tito Santana
I'll call him anyway.
You'll call anyway. Just wanted to make sure that everybody gets a call.
Right.
Thank you so much for. Oh, one other thing, fans are always asking me, and I never know what to answer. Your family has a hairstyling salon in New Jersey?
Yeah, we live in Roxbury in Sakasana, and we've had a hair salon there for 23 years.
And do you make personal appearances there sometimes?
Well, I'm a school teacher.
I know. I remember that.
I get out of school on Tuesdays. I'm there from 3:30 to 7 for the same reason. You know, I tell the kids if they want an autograph, they get a free autograph there, but they have to come there. They don't have to get a haircut. And believe it or not, I've had fans from Europe that have came to my hair salon to.
I believe it.
They know I'm there on Tuesdays. My wife books me on Tuesdays, and I'm there on Tuesdays.
So before we end, I have a question to ask you. What can you do with this? I think we got the answer.
Here, this is what we
That's
can do.
what we can do with it.
Cover it up.
Bill Apter with Tito Santana. We'll see you at the matches. And get the book. You got to read it.
Arriba!
Arriba!